Today, marriage is more like a pre-divorce. Parents should realize if they have children, the concerns of the well-being of the children should be the utmost, and what you will now have a contract that's being broken up. How should we approach this problem?
It's an interesting point. You know, being a parent, there's inherent risks and responsibilities, and I think that the most important responsibility that parents have, even before they have children, is to their children. And often, parents, when they're going through a divorce or through a separation, forget that responsibility. The most important thing that we can do as parents is to remember that the safety and the welfare, the long-term welfare of our children is paramount. And when parents start splitting up, when they're going through difficult times, children often are used as a wedge between parents, and husbands and wives or significant others will use children to deal with their frustrations, and children really get caught in between. I think the most important thing that parents can remember when they're going through divorce is that their long-term welfare, their physical welfare as well as their emotional welfare, is the most important thing. And it's not about the money, and it's not about hurting your significant other or your spouse, but that the most important person that you have to protect is your children, and that includes their emotional health.
I think parents should sit down and say, look, we can't live with each other. The financial thing should be done by the court. But let's see if we can work out something. We have children. Let's see if we can not have a war in front of the kids. We can disagree. Because the truth is, we have now victims of the divorce epidemic, which you refer to that as an epidemic right now?
There's no question. We know that divorce is on the rise, and it continues to rise. And in certain communities, having an intact family is actually very, very rare. But I think the point that you're making is that children must be the most important thing that families feel good about themselves. And they produce their children, their sons and their daughters, and their emotional health has got to be made number one. And it's not about the house or the CDs or the money in the bank. The most important thing that we have is our kids, and their emotional health is number one.
Well, a good guideline is to say, look, let's decide together, maybe as partners of these children, not married partners of children, and say, look, if you say something that I disagree, I'll do it in private. Let's see if we can work out maybe a better relationship with the kids than we have when we're married, because we were fighting in front of them. Let's not fight in front of them, because the truth, you can be separated, you can get divorced, you still have the children.
Absolutely, so? And as my parents always told me, your mother and father are your mother and father forever and ever and ever, even after they're gone. After the money is dealt with and the commodities of the marriage has ended and the divorce decree is finalized, you still have your children, and it's important to remember that even through the difficult times. And it's also important to remember not to fight in front of the kids, as you point out. The lawyers will deal with the legal aspects, the courts will deal with the legal aspects, but your children will always be there for you, and you need to always be there for your children. And you shouldn't use your children to hurt your spouse or your ex.